lines configured for flight.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition, liftoff.
Clear for pitching downrange.
Power and telemetry are nominal.
47 seconds into flight, we just heard the tail end avionics call out nominal. Falcon-9 heading through the clouds at Cape Canaveral, powered on 1.7 million pounds of thrust. We're throttled down for passing through maximum dynamic pressure.
Vehicle supersonic.
We're supersonic, heading out of the Earth's atmosphere.
Vehicle has reached maximum aerodynamic pressure.
And now the call out, we're through the area of maximum aerodynamic pressure. As we get into the thinner areas of Earth's atmosphere, the loads are now decreasing on the Falcon-9. Now we're getting ready for chill-in of the upper stage engine. Similar to the first stage, we'll begin flowing liquid oxygen to the pumps. And we've heard the call out, MVAC-D chill-in has begun. Now coming up, just past 2.5 minutes into flight, the 9 Merlin 1D engines you see here from the ground camera will shut down. A few seconds later, the stage will separate, and then the upper stage engine will ignite to begin propelling the spacecraft to the first of 2 orbits for the evening. 2 minutes, 8 seconds into flight. Trajectory looks good. Merlin engine chamber pressures look good. Coming up on shutdown.
Miko.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
And we've heard the call out, MVAC ignition. The chamber is up on power. Engines looking good on stage 2. Meanwhile, stage 1 is now coasting. You can just see the grid fins, the titanium grid fins on the first stage opening on the left view. First stage is now going to begin drifting down towards the drone ship. Meanwhile, we're coming up in 15 seconds on fairing separation.
Stage 2 on nominal trajectory.
Bearing separation confirmed.
And a nice view, and you can hear the applause from the folks outside Mission Control here at SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California. The 2 fairing halves have separated in the vacuum of space. Now, as a reminder, on this flight, the fairings do not have recovery systems. We did not put parachutes in, so there's no plan to recover the fairings. We've heard acquisition of signal call out from Bermuda. That's our tracking site in Bermuda, has the telemetry from the Falcon-9. Second stage continues to perform well. We're carrying Telstar 18 Vantage to the low Earth parking orbit. We should get into orbit about 8.5 minutes into flight. Now currently, first stage continues to coast. It's arcing up to apogee and now beginning to descend down towards the drone ship. As a reminder, on this mission, it's a geostationary transfer orbit mission. There is no boost back burn to bring it back to Cape Canaveral for a land landing. This first stage recovery will use 2 burns to land on the drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean, currently parked about 635 kilometers offshore. This is the typical profile for a GTO mission. 5 minutes, 15 seconds into flight. The Merlin vacuum engine on stage 2 continues to look excellent. Trajectory is good, and we're waiting for entry burn of the first stage in less than a minute. Now we're coming up on T plus 6 minutes. Second stage continues to perform nominally. First stage is preparing for its entry burn coming up in about 17 seconds. This will be a 23-second burn. We light 3 engines on the first stage to begin slowing us down as we pass into the atmosphere.
Stage 1 entry startup.
You see ignition, the 3 Merlin engines at power, back illuminating those titanium grid fins.
Stage 1 entry shutdown.
And shutdown of stage 1. That completes the entry burn. Coming up at T plus 8 minutes, just shortly after that, we will get the landing burn of the first stage. Seven minutes into flight, everything continues to go well on the second stage. Propulsion's good, trajectory is good. We're about to go transonic on the first stage as it quickly enters the Earth's atmosphere. Time we should be going transonic on first stage. That puts us less than 60 seconds away from landing. Right now the vehicle is passing through 900 miles an hour. That'll give you an idea of the deceleration that's coming up in the span of less than a minute. Will reduce from over twice the speed of a jet all the way down to 0 as the rocket lands. There'll be many events coming up here very shortly. Landing burn and ignition, second stage goes into orbit, and then the first stage lands. Let's listen and watch.
ASTS has saved.
Stage 1 landing startup.
We have single engine startup on the first stage for landing. We're getting views from the onboard
Stage 1 landing
camera.
burn. Back shutdown. Stage 1 landing light deploy.
And we're waiting for confirmation on first stage on the drone ship.
This is recovery. Falcon-9 has landed. All landing operators proceed to procedure 11.
We don't have a view, but we hear recovery calling out Falcon-9 has landed. Also importantly, in the background just now, we had second stage engine shutdown on time. Guidance, navigation, and control engineer confirms we have a nominal orbit. That's the parking orbit, the first of 2 planned. The engine's in startup.
And back ignition.
We've heard the call out ignition. We're good power. Engine's in closed loop. This is a 44-second burn, as I said. Right now, we're running about 7.4 kilometers per second. This burn will increase the velocity of stage 2 carrying Telstar 18V to about 9.3 kilometers per second transferring it to geostationary transfer orbit. We're now throttling down to limit Gs on the spacecraft.
Vac shutdown.
We've heard the call out for shutdown. Waiting for guidance to tell us how the orbit looks.
Spacecraft separation confirmed.